Good morning and thanks for joining our Couch to College session on how to become work ready. This morning's session is going to be presented by Sarah, Jenny and Belinda, who are all part of our employability team here at the Manchester College. Throughout the session, please feel free to use the Q&A box to the right of the screen to ask any questions you may have, and we'll do our best to answer them at the end of the session. So with that all said, I'll pass you over to Sarah and Jenny to get the session started.
Hello, I'm Jenny Hudson and I'm here with Sarah Shortall and Belinda Jones. We all work in the employability team at the Manchester College. Sarah and I are going to talk to you about how to become work ready, and Belinda will be available at the end of the webinar to take any questions. So before we begin, I just want to introduce the employability team. Can I get the next slide, please? Thank you. So the team is split into different clusters by subject area. Each cluster has an employer engagement leader and a number of employability and partnership coordinators. Our role is to support students to become work ready by helping you to obtain work placements and complete a range of work-related activities. The college's aim is to ensure that by the time you leave us, that you haven't just completed a course, but you're ready to begin a career. Work experience and work-related activities will help you to do this, and they'll help you by complementing your studies, by introducing you to the world of work, helping you with university applications and interview prep, helping to boost your CV, and also by helping you to try out different career paths to find the best fit. Each week you'll be timetabled to attend an employability session. This is where we'll work on employability skills such as creating CVs, completing application forms, goal setting, cover letters and interview skills. Depending on the level of course you're studying and your subject area, you'll need to complete a number of work placement hours. This usually ranges from 2 days to 2 weeks in length. If you're studying a course with an industry placement, then you'll complete around 315 hours, and this is about 45 to 50 days in total. In addition to the work experience, you'll also take part in work-related activities, which includes employer engagement, career talks, masterclasses and group trips to workplaces, etc. So we're here to support you. We'll help you at each step and we can answer any questions or concerns that you may have. So we realise that work experience and meeting employers for the first time can be a little bit daunting. When you enrol at the Manchester College, you'll be asked to sign up to what we call the deal. The deal demonstrates a commitment to certain standards and behaviour that will help you during your studies and beyond. The 7 behaviours set out in the deal are also essential for improving your employability skills. Adopting them will help you prepare for interviews, work experience, and also paid work. When we refer to these 7 behaviours, we're talking about being respectful, professional, ambitious, responsible, collaborative, proactive, and committed. And as you'll see in the coming slides, these behaviours are essential when preparing to become work ready. So what do I mean by becoming work ready? Put simply, someone who's work ready will possess the skills and attributes necessary to fulfil a job role. These skills will help you put together an impressive CV or job application and prepare for your interview. And they'll help you to be successful in the interview, so you're more likely to get the job that you really want. And once you have the job, being work ready will help you to make a good first impression. It'll help you to do your job to a good standard and ultimately help you to progress up the ranks within that organisation. And it's important for work experience too. It will help you to get the most out of your placement, obtain good feedback from the employer and present you and the college in a favourable light. It may also lead to paid employment in the future. So what does it take to become work ready? We've broken this down into 5 sections and Sarah and I are going to go through them in a little bit of detail. The sections are personal attributes, employability skills, technical or subject skills, qualifications and work experience. In the next slide, you'll see a video that was put together by Brunel University during their 2017 Summer Careers Fair. You'll see a number of employers talking about what they look for in employees and what skills and strengths they value.
People who are proactive, are innovative, and are able to show their real personality.
People who are very personable, able to collaborate, involves a lot of networking within our business.
Decathlon definitely values most a lot of energy in the employees, a lot of passion.
Leadership is a really big one, and problem solving.
People who can deliver, people who can be flexible, because you can get involved in anything in our organisation, from incident response to technical work to working with communities.
Confidence, punctuality, and someone who is reliable and trustworthy.
Creative,
Can-do attitude,
proactive, people who can work together and part of a team with good communication skills, passionate,
communicative.
I think where it's a small company, it helps to be self-motivated because nobody's going to particularly hold your hand.
KKCL value people with integrity, reliability and punctuality.
People who just want to take their careers in their own hands and really achieve their goals.
Okay, so jumping into what it takes to become work ready now, we're going to look at personal attributes. So in order to become work ready, you need to demonstrate a number of personal attributes, or in other words, personal qualities, characteristics. So the first is professionalism, which is quite a broad term, but what we're talking about is behaving in a way that is expected by the employer and fits in with your chosen organisation. And it might include creating a good first impression, demonstrating good communication skills, whether these are verbal or written, and Sarah's going to cover this in a little more detail later. Professionalism is about demonstrating specialist knowledge or using your skills and training to complete tasks. It's about being accountable and taking ownership or responsibility of your actions and the work that you do. Remaining calm under pressure, behaving in a respectful manner to colleagues and customers. So the next personal attribute we're looking at is having a positive or can-do attitude. So this might mean showing that you're keen to learn, even if you don't understand something, being willing to have a go and ask questions if you need to, or putting yourself forward. Personal presentation. So making sure that you look the part, dressing appropriately and keeping to the organisation's dress code, and making sure that you always look clean and tidy. And then moving on to honesty and integrity. Employers value employees who have sound moral values. They want to feel that their staff can be trusted and that they'll treat others with respect and that they'll be accountable for their work. Reliability. Being reliable is about being someone who keeps their promises. This covers turning up on time each day, completing work on time, meeting deadlines, being helpful to others, and generally being someone who people can trust. Timekeeping and personal organisation. As I've just mentioned, timekeeping is really important. So a pattern of lateness sends the wrong impression and sends the wrong message and creates a poor impression. And as I mentioned, it's important to keep to timings, whether it's arriving at work on time each day, or whether it's turning up on time to meetings, or working to timescales that you've agreed. And being able to plan and prioritise your work is also an essential skill. And it's important to work out which tasks are most important and then the order in which to complete them. Flexibility and having a willingness to make changes if necessary. So this could be in relation to timings or ways of working. It could be about working within a team and changing your approach. And always be willing to hear and take on board other points of view. And finally, commercial awareness and customer focus. Always be aware that you're working for an organisation, and that organisation has its own responsibilities to its stakeholders, responsibilities to customers. So think how your decisions and actions may impact on those people. Are there ways that you could adapt slightly that would benefit them? And also, as part of this, it's really important to keep up to date with what's happening, not only in your organisation, but within the wider industry. I'm going to pass over to Sarah now, and she'll begin by talking to you about skills.
Thank you, Jenny. So when employers hire new staff, they are looking for candidates that have particular skills that allow the person to fit in well with their team and show their readiness to work. So one skill they are looking for is ensuring that a person can communicate effectively. So like Jenny mentioned earlier, this means when a person speaks, they can say information clearly. But not only that, they are also willing to speak up if they don't understand a task. So additionally, an effective communicator is also fluent in writing. So this means through emails or through letters. So employees who spend time and energy creating open communication lines will quickly create trust between themselves and other employees. So this links into the next skill that is vital in any workplace, which is having the ability to work within a team. So by being part of a team, you are showing a willingness to support those around you, as well as displaying your ability to collaborate ideas. So through working with your peers, it can relieve pressure on busy times and can help ensuring that you're meeting deadlines. So employees are also looking for candidates that have problem-solving skills. So by this, they are referring to the ability to handle difficult or challenging situations in the workplace. So in order to problem solve, a person understands the underlying issue and looks to find the best resolution. So this falls hand in hand with decision making. So through finding a problem, you should be able to pinpoint the next step to make in order to resolve the issue. So for instance, when working in retail, if a customer comes to you with a complaint, you should try to understand why the person is annoyed and think about what the next step would be so the customer is leaving satisfied. Also, if your goal in the future is to become a leader or a manager, it is vital that you have proven ability of problem-solving skills and making decisions. Some roles will require you to have technical skills, so this refers to knowledge needed for specific tasks. So for instance, in an IT role, they may ask you to have knowledge of program languages. So by having these specialist skills, it also shows your interest in the role and makes you stand out from other candidates. Many jobs nowadays ask for minimum requirements of GCSE, Maths and English. So depending on the job that you're going for will depend on the grades that they are asking. So for instance, if you're working in a job where you are working with numbers quite often, you may have to have a higher grade in maths. It is worth checking on any job descriptions for careers that you are potentially interested in, just to see what the minimum requirements are. So some specific roles also ask for technical qualifications. So this is having a qualification that is relevant to specific tasks. So for example, to apply for a job in accounting, they may ask for a degree in finance or accounting. So one way of gaining knowledge on how to become work ready is to carry out work experience. There are so many benefits that can help in preparing you for the workplace. So firstly, by partaking in work experience, you get the chance to try different things out. So you get to try different job roles within a business to see what you enjoy and what you might not like, but you also get to try out working for a business and see if their way of working suits you. So work experience is also a great chance to apply the knowledge that you've learned in the classroom to a real life scenario. So this can lead to a deeper understanding of a topic and better grades. So through working in a business, you can also meet other employees, which leads to networking opportunities. The more networking that you do, the more opportunities that come your way. So on many occasions also, work experience leads on to employment. So this could be the company offering you a part-time job on the side of your studies or offering you full-time employment on completion of your course. So it's also an excellent opportunity to build up your CV and give you more evidence to talk about in interviews for jobs or universities. The company you work for may also be willing to give you a reference, which can help you stand out from other candidates. So through work experience, you can also build on any technical and employability skills, like mentioned earlier. So for instance, you have more opportunities to work under pressure and develop communication skills. But saying that, so any role that you work in will help in building your confidence. So not only in the workplace, but in yourself. So through the process of meeting a team, settling in, and potentially dealing with the general public, you become confident in communicating with others and being independent. So thank you for taking the time to attend this event today. Are there any questions?
Yeah, so we've had quite a few different questions through. So I'll start with the first one that came through, which was, will students receive support creating a CV?
I'll take this one. So obviously, as we mentioned earlier, you'll have your employability sessions, which will be taught by your employability tutors, and us as employability partners will come into some of your sessions to help with some CV building classes, also pulling out on some of the skills that you want to learn and some of the skills that you obviously have at the minute already. So we'll help you with that.
Great, fantastic. And do you teach the students these skills? I presume it's work-ready skills that question's relating to, the skills I think mentioned by Jenny earlier on in the presentation.
Yeah, I can take that.
Okay.
So yes, yeah. So all of the skills that we mentioned earlier are covered in the employability sessions. So you'll be timetabled for I think about an hour a week, and you'll cover lots of skills like CV writing, interview skills. Sometimes we have employers that come into the sessions as well, and they'll carry out things like mock interviews as well. So those sessions are covered by tutors and sometimes by the employability coordinators. Okay,
yeah, and that leads on to my next question nicely, actually. So who is it that teaches the employability sessions? Is it EPCs? Is it tutors? Is it who teaches those sessions?
Yeah, it's usually the tutors teach those lessons. It'll be part of an agreed scheme of work, but quite often the EPCs will pop into the sessions and they'll create. So when we referred to work-related activities earlier, the EPCs will set up various work-related activities. So that might mean an employer coming into those sessions and they might be talking about their own role or how they came to be working in that particular career or industry. And as part of that, students, obviously depending on the current climate, but students may actually go out as well to different workplaces as well, maybe have a look around and be able to sort of have that opportunity to ask questions.
Okay, great. You mentioned obviously the current climate and how things are a little bit different at the moment. We've had a couple of questions about COVID-19. Firstly, how will you make sure that placements are safe from COVID-19?
So we are going to run obviously risk assessments that are COVID focused as well. But looking forward in September, we're looking at ways that we can do virtual work experience to kind of put across these kind of social distancing measures as well.
Okay. There's two questions here that are on kind of a similar line. Why do I have to do a work placement, and do I have to do one? Essentially, is the question.
I can take that.
Let's take that one.
There you go. Yeah, the short answer is yes. You do have to do a work placement, and it's part of the course, or in most cases it's part of the course. It's quite a big element of the course. But also when you're going for a job later, or when you're applying for university after college, universities, employers, they like to know that students have some work experience and that they've had that practice of being immersed in the workplace and sort of built up their employability skills. And as we said in the presentation, it builds confidence, it builds up communication skills, and also it provides you with the opportunity to try some of these positions. before you actually apply for the job. It may be, hopefully it's not going to be the case, but it may be that when you complete some work experience, you think, actually, this might not be for me, and you may then decide to try something else.
Yeah, okay. I've had 2 questions about who helps students find their industry placements and work experience placements. Who is it that does that?
So us as employability and partnership coordinators, so we go out to the community and we network and find these opportunities for you. But there's nothing stopping you obviously finding your own work experience too. So whether that's through kind of networking online, or if you are in a current job at the minute and it ties in with your course and you want to kind of do that on side of it as well. But obviously you can rely on, and we can lean on you.
Okay, and just on the back of that, so if someone already has a job, they can count that as their placement. Can they do that?
Yeah, so if it ties in with your course, so it's relevant, then we can look at ways of classing it down as work experience. But I would also recommend, obviously, I know you can tie it down as part-time work, but to take on another bit of work experience is great because you've got more opportunities than on your CV, and you've got kind of a wider range of activities that you've took part in.
Fantastic. Okay, we've had a question here about do I get paid for doing a work placement?
I can take that. No, unfortunately not. In most cases, you won't get paid for the placement, but in a number of cases, the work placements have led to employment later, to paid employment later, whether that's been a part-time that students can complete while they're continuing with the studies, or whether it's a full-time job that they can go into after they've finished at college.
Okay, great. There's a question that's coming here about grades. What if I don't get the grades I need? Presume that's more related to the course, but could one of you answer that one?
Yeah, I think if they don't get the grade, I'm assuming they mean sort of GCSE grades to get into the course. I think that's a conversation that they would need to have with the curriculum tutors. So if any of them are worried about that, if they phone up the college, have a conversation with one of the course tutors, and they can advise.
Okay, great. Question about is there support available for adults as well? Someone that's aged 19 plus.
Yes, absolutely. We'll support all students and we'll help students to obtain the work placement. And as Sarah mentioned, we find a large range of placements for students, and then we sort of share that with the curriculum groups, but also we support the students themselves to source their own placements. So we go into the employability sessions quite often, talk to them about how they can approach employers, help them with things like cover letters, or perhaps sitting down with them and helping them make those initial introductory phone calls. But yes, we'll cover 19 plus students as well.
Okay, and in terms of the days that students will do their work placement on, are there any specific days? That's one question we've had through.
There's not like a set day that you'd be expected to go in. This is something that you'd discuss obviously with the employer before starting, but usually obviously days that you're not in the college, we recommend kind of going in on them days, so then you're not struck for time.
Okay, great. And I think the final question we've got through is what support will I receive if I'm feeling a bit nervous about, I presume, doing work experience and work placements and getting work ready?
Well, we get that. We understand that, and I would say that a lot of students at the beginning, so you'll have a lot of support, as much support as you need. You'll have support from your tutor, and you'll also have support from your EPC. So we're happy to sit down with you and plan everything out, so we can talk to you about what's going to be involved during the placement, what you might need to wear. We can liaise between you and the employer if necessary. We can help you plan out your journey, so that will take off a little bit of the pressure. And we're always there, so you'll have a telephone number, And if you have any concerns or worries while you're out on placement, you can always ring or email us and we'll be on hand. We can intervene with the employers if necessary. So I just want to stress that you're absolutely not on your own, and that's our job, so we're here to support you.
Fantastic. Well, that's all the questions we've had for today. So thank you, Sarah, Jenny and Belinda. And thank you all for joining us this morning. If you'd like to find out more about the Manchester College, then we've got more live online Couch to College events taking place today, tomorrow and Friday. We do have a further session from our employability team tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That session is going to be about how to promote yourself to employers through social media. We've also got sessions from our student experience team and administration team on how to enrol as well. So to find out more and register, you just need to visit tmc.ac.uk and click Couch to College. So that's everything. So once again, thank you very much for attending this morning, and we look forward to seeing you in September. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.